morning, one and all. I'm on here now as is. No makeup, no filter, no video editing am I going to be doing in this video, because I got to get off my mind. I put up a post yesterday about women in the STEM industry, where I couldn't understand why they don't pursue that field. And I got a real taste of it last night. Finally, it dawned on me part of the reason why. Now, my whole family in the back, in my house, knocked out because they all vampires, like a lot of y'all that are my friends on Facebook. Don't know nothing about going to bed at night. I go to bed early, so I'm an early bird. I wake up early, so thus you got me early in the morning. Good morning to you. But I couldn't believe I was in an argument about what's more lucrative to go into, what industry, the solar industry or the booty industry. Oh yes, I got into that kind of conversation, and I could not believe there was a Negro actually telling me that the booty is more lucrative than going into solar. Well, that may be true, because I really don't know the numbers. I don't know all the facts. But I do know myself. And I do know that if I start a new career in the solar industry, I would feel much more respect for myself and much more rewarded and proud of myself. Because see, I don't want to be another Nicki Minaj putting out garbage with a fake ass and bragging about how she get money from drug dealers who keep her stylish. In fact, I would rather be teaching my boy grandchild and my girl grandchild that they equal when it comes to brain power, and that they both can be engineers instead of rappers. Yes, I got the nerve to think that's better. I got the nerve to think that's better than sending my son to college who gonna marginalize him and discriminate against him pursuing a PhD, because I had that argument too with a black woman who'd rather see my son going after a PhD instead of dancing, which dancing is part of our culture. I was offended, highly offended. I'd much rather be teaching my offspring engineering, like I taught my son how to build a server, agriculture, like I taught my whole family how to grow food. How to grow food. Yes, I think that's an important skill, way more important than some PhD. That's some basic knowledge skill that we should all have, because I don't believe food should be industrialized. Last night, I was in the grocery store buying some food, and I had this, and I thought I brought it out here, but anyway, I had some, oh here it is, veggie cheese. I put it back because it was Swiss. I wanted the mozzarella part, the mozzarella one. And so the guy standing behind me, this is a young white guy, about 18, 19, 20 tops. Could be older, but he looked young to me. And he gonna remark, that's not real cheese. But he getting ready to purchase Jack's Pizza. And I just laughed at that, because I said, that cheese is as real as the cheese you about to buy with that pizza. And I bet you when you turn that over, you can't read half of the ingredients on the list. You can't pronounce it. And sure enough, he turned the back the pizza over, and half of those words he could not pronounce, because there's so many preservatives and additives and stuff in there that how dare he call me not buying real food. And then made a little crack. Well, I'd rather eat that than squash and tofu. And I guess he thought I was vegan. I won't make that mistake again. I'm partially vegan, mostly vegan. I haven't bought meat in 8 months, and my health has never been better. I let the meat go, because it ain't no good for us eating meat every day. It was never meant for us to eat meat like we do morning, noon, and night every day of the year. Anyway, that's a whole nother video alone. But he made some old cracks. Yeah, I'd rather have that than squash. Yet I have turned people out on YouTube about this squash. It's good. It's good. My mother never brought this home. I would never recognize what this is or know any better to bring it home to eat. But this is way better than the ramen noodles and that jack pizza he was about to eat. And he was bragging about how he could put away a whole one by himself. I used to be one of them. I could put a whole pizza by myself, but now that I know what the ingredients are on the back of the label, I would never do that even if I could. Why? Because it's so loaded with, and if y'all knew what cheese was made out of, it's straight up made out of lard. Lard. The processing of cheese is lard. Yeah, bet you didn't know that. So he could make a crack all he wants to on my not real cheese, because it's veggie cheese, but a lot of the food that's on the shelves today is not real. So I much rather be teaching my grandbabies what real food is. And the whole reason why I got into the solar industry is because I wanted control of the food I ate, and also control of the medicine I take, because I was going through all kinds of red tape on that. Obamacare this, Obamacare that, and then Trump come in, he even crazy and wilder than him, and it's just mess, a hot mess. So and my rising power costs, where my electricity is more than my rent, that was crazy to me. So that's what led me into the solar industry. I want control of my life. I don't want to be a slave to the electric company. And I know most of why people, women, especially women, don't pursue that field, because they got ignorant Negroes who will spend an entire hour arguing with you about what I should be doing with my life, which they come at me talking about, well, you could be having a thriving business in the booty business on the web, on your website, taking your clothes off, shaking your ass, instead of with an entry-level job in the solar industry making $35,000 a year with no experience. You don't need no experience to get in that industry, and that industry employs more people than than electricity and coal and oil combined. Bet you didn't know that. That's what I learned in my solar class. I could not believe how many ignorant comments I got when I brought up solar. I can't get a conversation about solar. A grant writer. I'm thinking, oh my God, this is heaven. God done sent me a grant writer. No, he sent me another booty worshiper. When I asked them about writing grants, they was a grant writer. I thought I found me a mentor that I could look up to and respect. Oh no, found another booty worshiper who didn't have nothing to say to me for months. But can I have some more booty? No, nothing about grants or writing grants. And I became frustrated and just refused to let the ignorance overtake me. And I got lucky enough to get in the government's program free to learn how to write grants. I started the class at 16. I was frustrated because I had to stop the solar class because the government program that pays for that class told me to wait, don't take no more classes until they can sign the check and everything is gravy for them to pay for the class. So I was frustrated sitting here, what I'm gonna do with myself. So instead of wasting time, I got busy on my garden. And that's what I've been doing, growing things, vegetables, fruits, flowers. The ignorant comments that I got was, solar is expensive. See this Dollar Tree dollar light. I got a cheap solar light on my back porch, and that light is still working. Been working for 5 years. And the fancy one on my front porch that's electric went out on me, and can't find the bulb nowhere to replace it. Nowhere. Can't find it nowhere to replace it. Which light do you think I'd rather depend on? The myth that's out there that the sun don't come in the cold towns as much as in Africa or in Arizona. That crazy fool that went off on me and cursed me out because I brought up solar, want to ruin my Mother's Day. I come to find out when I get in my solar class, it's only a half-hour difference between the amount of sun that we get here in Illinois as he get in Arizona. So it's just ignorance that's out there. Ignorance. When I went to learn how to do it professionally, I found out there is not that much difference between any region that you're in as far as the sun goes. We revolve around the sun. The sun gives energy to everybody. And you could get the sun's energy without being warm. You could be in a cold climate. That's how come plants still live through the winter. There are plants that live through the winter. You didn't know that, did you? Some do survive through the winter. Why? Because they can still get sun. Some plants don't need as much light to thrive. They still exist though, and they still grow, still around. Because the sun, only 1 hour of sun is enough energy to power the whole entire earth for a year. One of the questions that came up in my solar class was, what do you think is the most abundant resource we have next to oxygen? And I thought, wow, oxygen is abundant, it's everywhere. Oh, what could be second to that? My first guess was water. Wasn't water. I asked my daughter that. She said nitrogen. She's pretty good with science, chemistry. She said nitrogen. Silicon. The ingredient in solar panels is everywhere. It's in all the sand, rock, gravel, everything that you see as far as the earth is everywhere. But is coal everywhere? Nope. Is oil everywhere? Nope. In fact, countries are going to be fighting over that oil because we too ignorant up here to see the light. And I'm glad God pushed me in the way that he did, because I wouldn't be thinking about solar if I wasn't pushed my back up against the wall, having to choose between food, medicine, and electricity. I shouldn't be having to do that. I should not be having to do that. But as a senior, that's what I had. I depend on medication. I depend on having food in my home. And I depend on electricity. But I was being forced to make a choice between the three because electricity is so high. It's ridiculous. It shouldn't be that high. We all should have the power to absorb the sun's energy to power our homes. China's doing it. China, listening to their scientists, they ain't got no stupid Donald Trump in office trying to tear down everything that Obama did just for the name's sake. It don't have nothing to do with the best interest of you, because it would be in your best interest for him to leave them damn Indians alone over that goddamn oil and develop solar. It's not expensive. This is a Dollar Tree solar light that works. I got one in my kitchen that I had 2 years. It still lights up faithfully, even though we don't have sun every day. Because it can still absorb the sun's energy when the sun don't come out. That's how powerful the sun is. That's how powerful the sun is. This calculator, you can tell this is old school. When the last time you seen a disc like this? This is a promotional product from one of the companies I dealt with in my computer life career, and they was passing these out free. You see that? Still works. See that zero? It still works. 15 years. This thing is over 15 years old. You know you ain't seen no disc like this nearly in that long of a time. 15 years. This is a calculator that still works off of solar energy. The only thing wrong with our country is ignorance. It's ignorance. Because this country would rather see Nicki Minaj with a fake ass and pay her lots of money for that trash than to support somebody who wants to do something with their mind, their brain, instead of the booty. Oh, but I'm not surprised, because Fleece Johnson, oh yeah, y'all know about Fleece. He the one that said booty more important than food. That video went viral, the nigga in jail, that he gonna make sure he get him some booty. Oh yeah, it's true. And I got to see it firsthand. Firsthand. I didn't expect that. That's why this is so much on my mind that I got up. I didn't want to have to say this in front of my grandbabies. But I am saying it because I really don't care if they see it one day. Because I want both of them to see that they are more than a booty. I want both of them to know that they can develop this and be more powerful than ass. That's what I'm striving for, and I'd rather die trying. Even if I don't succeed, I'd rather die trying. Because that conversation that I had about it's stupid for me to be going into solar, I can't believe my ears. My ears is smoking right now because I cannot believe that's what I was arguing about in the middle of the night on Facebook. I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. I would have thought they would have been proud. Oh, I'm glad you pursued. No, they telling me I got to be an expert. That's not true. You do not have to be no expert in solar to get into the solar industry. And oh my God, wish I was younger, because there's all kinds of internship programs where they actually pay you to learn. You could be an intern, jump into the solar career, and be on a fast track with some good money. Will it beat the money that you can get for ass? I don't think so, because the conversation that I had last night, no, don't nothing beat ass. Don't nothing beat the booty. Niggas will stay up morning, noon, and night on the pursuit of booty. So, probably won't beat booty. But as far as me sleeping good at night, with a conscience that's clear, I put my conscience on solar. I put my faith in solar. I'm putting my energy and my focus on renewable energy. Renewable energy, so I can grow food. Give my babies, my grandbabies, a shot at good health and not be brainwashed into buying fat, lard, cheese from cows, and brainwashed not to be feeding their babies Similac and Enfamil and get a damn titty, because you've been eating good greens and good stuff, good for your body, good stuff. That's what I'm gonna be doing, and I'd rather do that. I'd much rather do that than argue with any bitch talking about PhD. I'd rather see you getting a PhD than dancing. What kind of ghetto shit is that? That's more ghetto than my son dancing. That kind of mentality. Because you can empower your kids way more by learning a little bit something about greens, solar energy, and be way more powerful. Because when Trump get y'all asses in a fucking third world war and you can't get to that grocery store because they done bombed it up, you can't get to your job because they done bombed up the oil, you can't get to your job in your car, Naomi gonna be sitting back eating good with her food she grew in her backyard, in her yard at home that I started in my basement. So all you people that's living in apartments, it's no excuse. It's no excuse, because I've been growing some oregano and basil in my window, inside, indoors. They growing. My grandbabies came in and saw them grow, and they said, oh, they look so cute, the little baby plants. No excuse. You can grow food in your house, at home, in an apartment. You don't have to be in a house, in an apartment. I grew my first harvest in the basement. I was successful at it. I built the whole system, the light, the filter, all that. So when a Negro argued with me about I gotta be an expert to be in the solar, he don't know me. All he wants to know is my ass. My ass is good at building shit. My ass is good at electricity. My ass could have been an engineer if I had one not so ignorant Negro come along in my life and mentor me towards something besides ass. I don't get that. I don't get that at all. My mother never encouraged engineering. She didn't know nothing about it. She had a third grade education. The only thing I ever heard from her, ooh, if you don't learn how to be neat and cook, neat and clean the house and cook, you won't get no husband. And I rebelled against that. I hated domestic things. My son thought I wasn't taught. No, it wasn't that I was taught. I was rebellious because I thought, what lousy reward is it to do all that for a man? I thought men were stupid. I thought God wasted his time on a man, because I didn't find none that was smart as me. Even as a kid, I couldn't have an intellectual conversation. I had stupid, goofy little boys following behind me. Lay on me, lay on me. That was painful to me. The reason why I became fat, because I saw that as a way to keep niggas off me. I was glad. Not for dykish reasons, but for I can't stand ignorant Negroes, stupid boys, stupid men. I hate stupid in any form. I think Nicki Minaj, stupid, garbage. You can't even come at me being dumb. I can't deal with dumb. I can't do it. And I thought that was the dumbest, ignorant, stupid statement I have ever seen in my life, with somebody trying to convince me that I'm better off in the booty industry. Why? Why? Why don't I have one Negro in my life? I mean, even when I brought up solar to the military guys, you even more special than the rest of us. If you out here and you unemployed and you a veteran, you can go and get the training, solar training in 5 weeks, and from the top of the line in the solar industry, 5 weeks, and you can be walking into your $35,000 a year job. Easy. I told that to my brother. He's a veteran. First thing come out of his mouth. Well, first, let me add that nobody that I approached that was a veteran did I say how much money you could make in solar. First, I said, are you making $35,000 a year now? Every last one of them said no. So my brother, beginning with my brother, he said, no, that's for veterans that's just coming out now. That ain't for veterans who've been out for years and years. I said, there is nothing on that website that says you had to be a recent veteran. You just had to be a veteran, period, at all. And you could go in that class, take 5 weeks of training in electricity, and walk into a new career with no experience. Don't need no experience. Instead of going to McDonald's and flipping burgers, you can go into the solar industry. And he is a prime candidate because he was in the electronic field, working for AT&T on the poles. Now he's injured, can't do that no more. He could walk into a new career in the solar industry. Second veteran I asked, are you making $35K a year? No. I said, you know you could go and walk into a $35,000 a year job right now? Oh, I'm trying to make $100,000. That's that fucked up millennial mentality. 35 ain't enough. You ain't making 35 now, and the only thing you want to hear is 100,000. You just want somebody to pay you $100,000 for what? What you doing so special? Why don't you start at 35? And guess what? If you got a degree, any type of education, you can walk into the $60,000 a year jobs, entry level. Just having a degree in the solar industry, they didn't want to hear that. Other ones said, oh, I just got my disability. Okay, what that got to do with you starting a new career? Maybe you could be useful training other veterans on your disability pay without interfering with your disability check on a part-time basis, and mentor the other little homies, help them get in the field. The other one, oh, Naomi, you the tech person. I'm a laborer. The laborers in the solar field is the PV installers and the wind turbine installers. That's labor, pal. That's labor. So the reason why we don't have solar panels on all our houses in America has nothing to do with ability, has nothing to do with cost, has everything to do with ignorance and the lack of will to do it. This calculator still works. 15 years old. Y'all know this is old school. 15 years old. It still works. Solar. That's a solar panel right there. Best believe I'm not going to be a slave the rest of my life going to some fucking other person's 9 to 5 hoping I move up the corporate ladder. I'm going to be riding high on all the money I save from not paying the electric company. I'm going to be able to pay for a house that I own instead of rent, because I ain't got to pay the goddamn electric company so much goddamn money. And anybody who got nerve enough to tell me that the booty business more lucrative than the solar business, you is a goddamn fool. That shit pissed me off so bad. That's why I'm doing this video. I'm gonna be eating real food the rest of my life, because that has done more for me than any of you niggas. Motherfuckers send me lingerie instead of helping me get a book that I can't afford. It's a $150 book. I can't afford